Hi, and welcome to this edition of Preservation Workshops, or How to Be Your Own Curator at Home. I'm Sue Taylor, Chief Curator for the New Mexico Museum of Space History, and today we are going to talk about future-proofing. Now, you are asking yourself, what in the world is that? Is it like Future World? No, not quite. Future-proofing has become the new buzzword in museum communities among professionals and collectors and everyone else in engineering, medical field, science, architects, you name it. That is the new word that is being used. All it means, very simply, is how to make something that will not go obsolete in the distant future. In other words, something that will be still there 200, 300 or more years from now. That is all future-proofing is. What we're going to talk about today is how can you future-proof your own collection of family artifacts and heirlooms that you have. Perhaps you are thinking that the documentary Digital Transformation doesn't apply to you, but if you think about it, it does. Let's look at what you may have in your home that needs to be future-proofed. Let's start with family photo albums and pictures. Here are photos not so much of people, but of places and buildings. How about old letters or postcards written by long-gone family members, or maybe even your own old love letters? Many of you may have old handwritten documents, either handed down through your family or purchased for your collection. World War II documents like this selective service card or this war ration book are valuable historical documents even if they are family. You may have your grandmom's or uncle's teaching certificate from the 1870s. Old diaries and books tell so much about daily lives in the words of the people who lived them. By saving them, we can reconstruct past cultures for future generations. Old newspapers gathering dust in your attic or basement are always wonderful keyholes into the past, such as this one about Frank Sinatra's son getting kidnapped. How many of you remember that, or for that matter, even know about it? Even events from the more recent past are encapsulated in newspapers of the period. The ads contained in them give you an idea of what society was like at the time of the first moon landing. Slides may be better than a silver halide print, but how long will they last? Home movie films are in every baby boomer's collection that had been taken by their parents and record wonderful memories. More recently, of course, there are VHS tapes that replaced the old films. Everybody has CDs or DVDs now. Are they indestructible? Remember the old vinyl records that CDs replaced?
How about Edison's wax cylinders that the vinyl replaced in players? There are collectors out there who still have these and play them, but how much longer will they last? You may have done an oral history of your great-grands using a reel-to-reel tape recorder like this one. Maybe you used a cassette player with tapes like these that replaced the old reel-to-reel. If you have any or all of these, plus other obsolete items I haven't mentioned, now is the time to think about digital transformation, or in other words, future-proofing. One way of preserving those old photos, letters, postcards, and documents is to have them scanned. Scanners can also be used to digitize slides. You can purchase special mounts for slides that can be used with scanners like the one shown previously. For newspapers and magazines, a flatbed scanner such as this can be used. Check your local library or even museum. They may be able to help you scan your collection for a small fee. For old books, photo albums, or diaries, a special book scanner is recommended. Again, check your library. For those old home movies, there are 8mm or Super 8 film digitizers available to be purchased. Of course, if you don't have that many, you may wish to take your movies to a professional service. There's also a VHS to DVD combination to help with your old VHS tapes. Of course, once you transfer them to DVD, you may wish to use a software that will then transfer from your DVD to a digital format. Cell phones are an excellent way to take pictures now, as are digital cameras. Once you have your digital pictures, you may wish to store them onto an external hard drive, such as this. Thumb drives are just as good, and some of the newer ones can hold quite a bit of data. For oral histories, or if you wish to transfer the old tapes to digital, the use of a digital recorder using an analog to digital converter would be a good way to go. Of course, much easier would be to transcribe the oral history and then just scan the paper, or if you've done it on your computer, save it to a thumb drive or external drive. Yes, you can digitize your old vinyl recordings by using a microphone, analog to digital converter ADC device, and/or cables that run from the player to a computer. You will need recording software. Export the digital audio to your desired file format and save it to the computer or an external hard drive. For your old cassettes, you can use a Walkman-style cassette player connected to a USB audio interface that's connected to your laptop, with the audio being recorded by software on the laptop. Unfortunately, if you have wax cylinders, there is no direct-to-digital format available. If you would like more information about changing your audio formats, may I suggest everpresent.com/ultimate-guide-to-formats/pound-conversion. If you want to see this web link, just turn on the closed captioning feature on this YouTube video. If you have seen any of the videos I have done on using antiques or how to preserve your toys, you may wish to further future-proof your collection by investing in a 3D printer. They have come down in price somewhat. Of course, one like this that can replicate lugs may not be so cheap, but you may find one at your local makerspace place. No, this is not a real antique pistol. It's a 3D replica. Looks pretty real, doesn't it? We may not yet have replicators like they do on Star Trek, but we have gotten to the point where you can make a 3D pizza with edible ink.
Well, I hope you figured out a little bit of what future-proofing is all about and how you may be able to start future-proofing your own stuff so it will still be of value several hundred years from now. Please feel free to join me for other preservation workshops on the museum's YouTube channel. Not only will you find me there, but you'll find education and some other interesting subjects that may be of value to you now. I'm Sue Taylor, Chief Curator for the New Mexico Museum of Space History. You can email me at sue.taylor@state.nm.us. Thank you for joining me today. Stay home, stay safe, and stay cool.